You're like seeing a content creator in action right now. Da-da-da-da. Live chat. All chats are visible. Okay. Post. Video. Will it work? Patrons only. You too, dude. I'm gonna... Okay, bye, Joe. Patreon only live Q&A. The link is live. Chat with me. There, okay. Relay at, nope, publish. Okay, I posted the post on the ThreatWire Patreon account. Let's see if it works. Test. Okay. I'm gonna have to make sure they can hear me on here. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and hang up the Google Hangout. All right, good to talk to you, Brandon. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hello. Please add your comments or questions here. Ooh, we got 4 viewers. Awesome. People are actually watching. Well, I will say to you, hello and welcome to my live Patreon Q&A for ThreatWire. This is my first time doing this, so I know I'm a little bit behind schedule. It's 5:13, so I will also go a little bit longer. Hello, Brandon. Hello, MS and Spencer, 712. Hello, James. Nice to meet you all. Nice to see you again, Brandon. I hope you guys are doing good tonight. How is everybody? You having a good time tonight? This is cool. So I fully intend to go a little bit longer than scheduled. So I'll stick around on here for about an hour or as long as the feed works, because my internet should keep it lasting just fine. But in the event that it breaks for some reason, then no worries. We'll just restart the feed. And if it creates a new link, then I'll put that on Patreon. Okay, so I'm going to be answering any questions that you have. Please keep them civil, as well as please keep them family friendly. So no rated R questions. I won't be answering those. And I also have full control of the chat. So if you do put anything in there that shouldn't be there, I will be able to remove those. So I'm going to go ahead and answer any questions that you have. This is so cool. I usually do Google Hangouts, so it's my first time like answering chat questions. This is so fun. All right, so M. Spencer says, tell us about a time when one of your customers was compromised by something that defied all reasoning about best practices, e.g. a reflashed BIOS or hardware controller or something that would lead someone technical to say there's no way this machine is still compromised and be wrong. Ooh, that's a good question. Let me think. I usually don't hear about when they end up being compromised, and I don't necessarily have my own customers, but Hackshop has customers, and I have to keep their identities private. But I can tell you about, let's see, something that defied all reasoning about best practices. I had somebody who wrote us in and said that their mom got compromised because they were using the person's name, the child's name, as the password across all devices. So they had to help them with that. But that didn't really involve our Hack5 products. What else? Let me think. I feel like most of the time we don't hear about the big compromises, and it might be because they're embarrassed to share those with us, or perhaps they just don't want to. So that's a really hard one to answer. Mr. Alston. Oh, hi. We have a few new people. Let's see. Joel. Hi, Joel. It's nice to see you. And Mr. Alston. I hope that I said that right. Let's see. Brandon said, what's your favorite hacking tool? I would say the Wi-Fi Pineapple, but I feel like that's like a given. I really, really like my Bash Bunny. I've been learning it a lot in the last couple of weeks, actually the last couple of months, because I went on Modern Rogue and I did a tutorial for them, which is coming out very soon. I'm very excited about that. So I would say the Bash Bunny is one of my favorite new things to play with. I know that I'm super behind the times and I should have started using that a long time ago, but I just started kind of digging into it because I've been working with my Wi-Fi Pineapple a lot and I'm loving my Bash Bunny. I recently did an SMB exfiltration, I think it was called. And that one was very cool because I was able to steal a whole bunch of files off a computer, off a machine that were strictly in a couple of specific folders. And I asked it to steal just like PDF and text files because my intention for this example was, what if somebody has tax docs on their computer? They're most likely going to be PDFs and they will mostly likely save them. If they just do the default, they would be in the downloads folder. They might put them in the documents folder. And it would be a Windows 10 machine. So I did an example where it was fun because I was stealing a bunch of stuff off of my friends Brian and Jason's computer from Modern Rogue. So I was able to show them that example. So yeah, Bash Bunny, I think that's my favorite tool right now. What else do I have in my household? The RTL SDR is always a really fun one to play with. This is my house. Welcome to my house. Let's see. Mr. Alson says, what are the trade-offs when using public Wi-Fi if you are using a reputable VPN? I think the biggest trade-off is a slow network that you're going to be receiving with a VPN. With that said, though, it's really hard to tell if you're actually using a reputable VPN unless you're using OpenVPN or you created your own VPN network. Because there might be some leakage, like DNS leakage, that you have to deal with, which, to give you an example, that would be when somebody else that's on the public network would be able to see what websites you're visiting, as an example. So you would want to keep that, using OpenVPN. That's like the best option that you would want to go with, is because you can create your own. So that's always a recommendation that I would make, other than using a reputable VPN, just because it's so hard to tell if a VPN is reputable, because unless they are open source or unless they have third-party audits, we don't know 100% what kind of information they are storing. So that would be the trade-off, other than speed. Speed is always an issue, though. Have you ever thought about advertising the current CTFs that are going on? I have. I think that would be very fun to advertise CTFs that are currently going on, especially around the world, not just like in the US, but around the world, because we have a lot of viewers overseas as well. And it would be nice for myself as well, because I've never competed in a CTF and I've always been curious if I would do any good in one, mostly because I knock myself very hard. But I think it would be really fun to be involved in that more often. I didn't even ask for it. I'm going to mute it. This is why we can't have nice things. Did you guys hear that? My freaking Amazon Echo went off. I have it set to hear computer as the word, the wake word from Star Trek, because I love Star Trek. So that's the one thing I've been listening to lately. Let's see. Thanks for taking my question. You're welcome, M. Spencer. I'm sorry I didn't have a very good answer for that one. Let's see. Oh my gosh, you have a hard name to say. Yarvin Darkel. Yarvin Darkel? What is the best hacking prank you ever pulled on someone? Ooh. Let's see. I would. That was fun too. Hold on, I'm thinking. It would probably be. Let's see. Wi-Fi Pineapple. In the library with the candlestick. No. I know. One where I was making people go to a new website on the Wi-Fi Pineapple. I was redirecting them on the Wi-Fi Pineapple whenever they connected to my fake Wi-Fi access point, and it was just a picture of a cat, and that was it. and people were so freaking confused. I did it during my friend's wedding. It was actually at Dragon Con. So I set it up to be their wedding website. So people would go there, obviously. And then it would redirect to this picture of a cat. And it would just be like, don't connect to open Wi-Fi. It was mostly just like an educational experience for them. Let's say VPN is NordVPN. Get a ThreatWire team going on. I agree, Matthew Jones. I also tunnel back home, but avoid using it at Starbucks due to the attacks that can happen to my IP at home. Good point. Russell says computer is the best wake word. I agree, it is. It's way better than calling the thing Alexa or calling it Echo. I think those are somewhat boring. And I apologize to anybody out there who has one and I just woke it up. My bad. Do you have any concerns about having a smart assistant listening to you? Says Edward. I do. I have a few concerns about it. For the most part, I'm usually deleting all of my voice audio files. You can't see that, can you? Okay, good. My cat's pooping. That's always fun. But I have Google Homes and I have Amazon Alexas. Usually I keep them muted and I don't keep them in rooms that I'm generally doing private conversations in. This room, I keep the one muted normally, but I have it on right now because I was using it. And I delete all of those voice recordings because they keep those voice recordings. My main concerns with having a smart home assistant, like one that's voice activated, is the ability for somebody to hack into my local network. But since I've secured it fairly well and I have all of my voice assistants on guest Wi-Fi, I'm not too worried about that. So in that sense, not too concerned, but as far as the companies are involved, I just make sure to delete all of my voice recordings as soon as possible. You are so loud. Why you gotta go in there and poop whenever I'm recording a video? Oh my gosh. What are your thoughts on security and privacy implications of your Echo? Yeah, pretty much the same thing, J. Matthew Turner. Can people visit the shop? Do you mean the hack shop, Matthew? If you mean the hack shop, then no, we don't have a storefront. And the only time you can really visit it is whenever we're at a convention or if we're doing like a live show or if we have some kind of event that's going on. But we don't have like a brick and wall. Is that what it's called? Brick and wall? Brick and mortar store. We don't have one of those. I've secured it fairly well. Almost sounds like a challenge. Brandon, good luck. That's the tough part is like, yeah, it always depends on like what kind of network you're running at home. But if somebody wanted to use that as like a pivot point to get entry into my network, I'm not too worried about that. Ever use ultrasonic audio transmission for air gaps? No, I haven't. I've looked into it, but I need to research a lot more. I'm in the studio. Oh, Matthew, yes, you can visit the studio. We would have to set up a time because we're not in the studio every single day, Monday through Friday, but we record usually on like Monday, Tuesdays, and sometimes Wednesdays. So yeah, if you want to visit the studio, just email me, Shannon@hack5.org, or my personal work email, shannonrmorse@gmail.com. I'll put those in the chat room actually, so you can just copy it down. ShannonRmorse@gmail is probably the better one because I check that more often, but Shannon@hack5.org is fine too. Yeah, just feel free to send me a message. Ultrasonic TX and RX sounds like a fun addition to the Land Turtle. Ooh, that would be fun. More fun than 3G, I'm sure. That's a great idea. So I have a question for y'all, since I read through all the questions that we have so far. And we have 20 people. Thank you so much for joining. If you're brand new, by the way, welcome to the live Q&A for ThreatWire. This is my first time doing it, so if there are any connection issues, audio or video issues, I apologize. Please let me know if you notice anything, and I'll try my best to fix it. I'm working from home today because we're still all on vacation, technically. So, oh yeah, that's my Sailor Moon pose. Yay! Wait, how's it go? Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Sailor Moon pose. So if you have any questions, put them into the live chat. The live chat is streaming right now, and I will stay on here until around 6:15, 6:20, or something like that, unless we have some like breakdown of the internet issues in my household. But hopefully Comcast will work with us today. It's my Sailor Moon pose. Would you suggest, Edward says, would you suggest putting the smart assistants on a guest network or setting up a 3 dumb router, like a dumb router? I just have mine on a guest network, but putting it on a completely separated dumb router, as long as your router isn't necessarily dumb in the sense that it doesn't receive updates, then yeah, that would totally work too. I think that's perfectly fine. My guest network is fine too. I have a very updated Wi-Fi. My modem needs to get updated, but my Wi-Fi is currently an Eero, and that gets updates pretty often, so I'm not too worried about it. Noah says, "How was your vacation?" It was good. Thank you so much for asking. I ended up going home to Missouri and hanging out with my family. It was cool because I was able to see like my hometown and kind of walk around a little bit and see the changes, which there weren't any because it's a very sleepy town, other than a few businesses like either coming in or disappearing for good. Like there wasn't that much as far as changes go for the place that I used to live. I lived in Missouri, and like my old high school is still there. My middle school got torn down, which is crazy to think of, which is very weird. But I think the best part of just going home to Missouri is that it makes you slow down. I'm so used to being in the Bay Area where everything is constantly like fast and you got to get stuff done. You're constantly stressed out and there's tech here and there's tech there. And, all your problems are solved with tech, which is nice. But at the same time, it feels like it's more stressful to be in this kind of environment all the time. So it was really nice to go home to Missouri and just relax and be forced to use, a slower internet connection because that's all that was available. And it was kind of nice to just spend time with family, like watching movies on the Hallmark channel, like with my mom and popping some popcorn and, hanging out with my little niece and playing with her on the floor because I didn't want to deal with slow internet connections. Yes, that is Starbuck. Starbuck, come here. Do y'all want to see her? Come here. It's okay. I'm going to go get her. I'm walking away because I have a wireless headset on. Come here. Hi. Oh, you're so big. Okay, I got the cat. I'm coming back. This is Starbuck. I guess some of y'all have only ever seen pictures of her, but this is my firstborn. Starbuck is about 6 or 7 years old. I forget. It's written in my calendar. I'm really bad with dates. But she's a calico and tortie mix. She's very loud. So if you ever hear a cat talking on one of my shows, especially on this personal channel of mine, then it would be her. She is the loud one. Oh, and by the way, I'm streaming on this personal channel because Hack5 got a strike on our YouTube channel. So that was fun. It's our very first strike that we've ever received in like 13 years. So that's nice. And it blocks you from being able to do live streaming. So that's nice. But luckily, I do have my own personal channel. You should totally subscribe if you haven't yet. I do a bunch of travel and tech vlogs on this YouTube channel. But yeah, I can stream on here just fine because I haven't gotten any strikes. We actually got the strike because we did a YouTube video for Hack5 a long time ago, and it was about how to download YouTube videos. Like that was their problem, is you can download YouTube videos. It's like, well, okay. I'm going to turn that off. You're loud. Shh. Go away. Russell says, I am in Missouri now. It's not the best. Hi, Wendy. It's so good to hear from you. I miss you. I hope I can see you soon. You ever think about living off-grid? Well, maybe not totally off-grid, but remote. Yarvin Darkel. Sorry, I'm very bad with pronouncing things sometimes. I have. I don't think I could live off-grid because I very much enjoy my job. I like the idea of being able to educate people across the world, especially about security, and call you Z. Okay, that'll work a lot easier. Thank you. Thank you, Z. So I've thought about doing it like more so as a retreat or as a vacation. And I have done that before. When I went on my honeymoon, I did off the grid and it was wonderful. It was amazing to be able to just, disconnect for a few days and not have to worry about the outside world. Just worry about what was happening straight in front of you. And sometimes I think we take that for granted. But it is very hard because my entire job is, dedicated to the online business. So it's cool because I can do it anywhere as long as there's an internet connection. But at the same time, it is kind of stressful sometimes. Um, I don't know if I could live off grid. I think that it would be really fun and really rewarding to, have a place where I can escape now and then, but, live forever or not totally off grid, but remote like that, that would be very tough for me. I don't know if I could do it. I think I'm addicted to technology. What was the strike for? Oh yeah, that was for the video. The how to download YouTube videos video that we did for Hack 5. I don't know if this has been covered. What are your thoughts on the Patreon scandal? Project Electric Eye. Good question. I actually tweeted about that earlier today. I was looking at my ThreatWire dashboard because it allows me to see exit surveys from anybody who leaves Patreon. And I can see why people decided to go ahead and cancel their accounts. Oh, hi, Joe. Nice to see you too. So I can read through, and if people decide to provide feedback, I can see what they said. And a lot of them said that, well, I got several that canceled in December because they were just completely leaving the platform, which is, completely fair. I understand their decision. It is upsetting that because of Patreon's, terms of service and because of their view on whoever that guy was. I don't even watch his videos. What's his name? Hold on. I need to look it up. Sargon. Because of whatever he said on whatever channel, Patreon decided to ban him, which is a little scary, to be honest, because I feel like if I said the wrong thing on Twitter and they took it out of context, they could also ban me. So I also have to think about myself as a creator and how I need to make sure I'm always diversifying my income. It can't solely be from Patreon. It's harder for shows like ThreatWire because ThreatWire is solely funded by our community. We don't have a sponsorship that we sell to every week or anything like that. I always think that it would be kind of wrong to get a sponsorship on ThreatWire, especially if that sponsor ended up being hacked. So I can't promote something if it would be something that got hacked. So I do crowdfunding instead. So yeah, it's tough. I can't really take sides on it because I understand both views. I understand that, Patreon is a private platform and they are a private business and they are allowed to do whatever the heck they want. But I also am all about free speech. And even though I disagree with whatever, certain people's views are on the internet, I think that everybody should be allowed to have some kind of free speech online. And the fact that a terms of service on one website can get you banned because you said something on a completely different website that is not being funded by Patreon, I don't know. I just don't think it's completely fair. Missouri is great for getting away, though. That's so true, Russell. I agree. Z says living a remote is a pain, not just tech-wise. That's good to know, Z. I mean, I'm very used to living in a very small rural town because that's where I grew up in Missouri. But other than that, I've never really lived rurally or remotely. Is there an alternative source in case Patreon blocks you? I would like to keep supporting ThreatWire. Yeah, I'll link it to you. You don't have to support me on any of the other feeds if you don't want to. And these other feeds don't get you access to live video Q&A and stuff like that. But if you do feel like checking some of the links out, Buy Me a Coffee is it's basically just a direct payment processor. It's just called Buy Me a Coffee because it's cute. And then you can do PayPal. And then anytime you buy something on Amazon, you can do the associates or influencer program. You can bookmark those links and then buy stuff through those. And then I get a portion of, I get a referral fee. So those are always good options as well. They just don't unlock all the bonus stuff from Patreon. So I'm still on Patreon. I'm not leaving. It's a good option for me, and I don't think that I would ever violate their terms of service because, I don't. My stuff's not really like politically motivated or anything. It's security and privacy, and I do travel vlogs and travel photography. So unless they like started hating on internet privacy and security, then I think I'm okay. But you never know. So it's nice to diversify. Anybody else have any questions for me? What did y'all do for Christmas? I'm curious. Tell me. What did you do? No problem, Project Electric Eye. I'm happy to help. Do you have any animals? Do you have any pets? If you have not sent me your fur baby photos, send those to me. Hello from New Zealand. Hello, Wesley. It's nice to see you. What is your favorite password manager? I'm going to get some hate for this, but I love LastPass. It's true. I know that they were sold, and I know that they have their issues, but I really like LastPass because it's ease of use. It has everything built in. They have the password generator. It works even if you're offline. It works on every single thing that I have, whether it's Windows or Linux or an Android, or it works on my sister's iPhone. Like, it doesn't matter. And it's easy enough that since I know it, I can teach it to other people who aren't necessarily tech heads like we are. So the more that I know about the thing that I'm currently using, the better I can teach it to somebody else. So I'm using the thing that I think is most consumer friendly as far as password managers go, so that I can easily go home and say, hey, Mom, you should try this thing. And it's so much easier for her because it just autofills everything. You don't have to worry about it. I know that a lot of the other options do as well, but I think this one has a user interface that is the most consumer friendly of the bunch. You'll still have my support on Patreon. Thank you, Joe James Cat. Nix, will you be at Shmoo? I will not. I'm actually going to a couple of different things this year in January and February, so no ShmooCon for me, which is sad. But I'm going to CES, and then I will be going to the one in New Zealand, LinuxConf Australia, which is actually happening in Christchurch, New Zealand. Very excited about that. I need some recommendations if anybody knows things to do around Christchurch or has recommendations on what I could do, like renting a car and going out to other towns. So if you have recommendations, please send them to me because I'm kind of in panic mode. I need to book my hotel for the rest of the week after the Linux conference is over. I'm staying for an extra week out there, so I need to find things to do and places to stay. I haven't done it yet. I'm so behind schedule. I'm going to get out there and be like, so I don't have a hotel. Oops. But hopefully everything will be just fine. I'm just going to keep on planning. So I won't be at ShmooCon. And then after that, I'm going to Gallifrey 1, which is a conference that happens down in Los Angeles. And that one is strictly Doctor Who. So I'm going to be cosplaying as the 13th Doctor because, yes, I am a minor cosplayer. And I'm very excited. It's a really, really fun conference. And hopefully everything works out just fine. Yay! Oops, sorry, I touched my mic. Visited family in Illinois. Rural Illinois has such bad internet. I know how you feel. Tried to play Jackbox Party Pack. Oh, Jackbox is so much fun. Oh my God, I just played that game recently. It's so cool. And you kept getting disconnected. Man, that stinks. Thoughts on purging accounts, like deleting Facebook, Google, Twitter data, and reducing your online footprint? Aeon does, go for it, 100%. Like, that is such a good idea. It's been something that I have been struggling with for a long time. I've been trying to purge all of my accounts, but it's so hard because I know that I have to keep an online footprint due to my job. But if it wasn't for my job, I would totally make everything like anonymous. I would create sock puppet accounts everywhere, and I just would not contact anybody. I would be like a hobbit, I'd be a recluse, but I can't do that. So yeah, if you want to purge accounts, delete everything off Facebook so they don't even know what to sell you, what kind of ads to sell you. Delete your Google account, or even just like make it so minimal, make the information on it so minimal. Go for it, 100%. Matthew Jones, any recommendations for CES? If you're talking about going to CES, recommendations for CES, I would highly recommend sticking around. Well, one recommendation I have is if you've never gone to the convention before, is don't try to do too many things all at once, or don't try to do too many things in one day. One thing that I absolutely recommend doing is sticking to one section of the convention, because it's pretty much all over the entire city of Las Vegas, sticking in one section. So like go to the East Hall at the CES Convention Center, or the North Hall for a day at the CES Convention Center, or another day you could go to the Sands Expo Center and just stay in that one spot for the entire day. Pack your own lunch because the lines get terribly long whenever you get hungry. And make sure you drink lots of water, take hand sanitizer, and comfortable shoes. Usually when I go to CES, I end up staying there and walking around most likely 15 miles a day easily. And generally, I'm carrying around like 10 pounds of camera gear and a laptop on my back. So it's tough, but you can definitely make the best out of the event if you go into it with a plan. Just like DEF CON, like go into it with a plan, or else you will get just completely sideswiped by everything that is happening and you won't know where to start. Like you'll just get lost and get a headache over all the crazy stuff that is happening. I joined Patreon a week after the cutoff for the swag gear. Is there a way to make a one-time payment? I still intend to make my Patreon pledge for the stuff next year to get the swag gear. Mr. Alston, I'll have to see what the inventory looks like. Let me go ahead and ship out. Go ahead and email me the Shannon R. Morse at gmail.com. Where is it? I'll copy this again, Mr. Alston. But go ahead and email me to send me a reminder, and I'll see if I still have enough inventory on hand. That's going to make the determination on that. What was the craziest thing in tech that happened this year? It's been a long year. Tesla shooting a car into space. That was pretty crazy. Russell, it was LastPass. That was the one. I love your Christmas pics on Instagram. Oh, thank you, Project Electric. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun doing those, and I did every single one of those on my Pixel 3 XL, which you can probably tell is currently a little broken. See those little white spots? Those aren't spots. It's not dirty. Those are cracks in my screen protector. It's a glass screen protector, so it worked, but now I have these annoying like hairline fractures all over my screen protector. So annoying. So yeah, I took all the pictures that I did on Instagram on my Pixel 3 XL. Pretty happy with it. Let's see. M. Spencer, what resources do you recommend for learning how to run a home server in a safe way? At work, we have whole departments that manage our servers, firewalls, big IP, etc. But I don't really know what I should be doing at home. Avoid stupid security mistakes. Yeah. Okay, I get you. A home server. That's a good question. I don't know of any technical like resources like books that you could look at for home servers. I know we've done a few reviews on Hack 5 of how to build your own home. Oh yeah. Previous episodes of Hack 5. I think we've done some home server stuff, so I would check into our library and see if you can find a good recommendation there. Yeah, Aeon does. I completely disagree. Completely agree with you. It's very hard to scrub all that stuff from Facebook and Google. It's annoying. Let's see. Z says, looking forward to the next Q&A. Have to hit the gym. All right. I will see you later. Thank you for joining. Will you be in Auckland at all? Wesley, I really want to go up to Auckland, but I don't think I'm going to have time. I think I'm just going to stick to the South Island and just stay there. Favorite YouTube channels? Ooh, oh man, I have tons. Hold on. Let me pull up my YouTube channel. YouTube.com. Yay. Okay. I have a bunch. Loey Lane for creepy stories. She's awesome. Naomi Sexy Cyborg Woo for like 3D printer stuff. She's awesome. Who else? The Financial Diet for all of the things financial. The Financial Diet. Lamar Wilson. He's really funny whenever he does unboxings. He's hilarious. And he's a very nice person too. He's really friendly. I've worked with him in person. So Lamar Wilson. Loey Lane, Sexy Cyborg, Financial Diet. Who else do I like? I am subscribed to 3D Printing Nerd for 3D printing stuff. 3D Printing Nerd. If you're into anime, Aki Dearest is hilarious. I like her too. Aki Dearest. Who else? Oh man, there's so many different kinds of people that I follow on YouTube. It's insane. Like I follow some people that are just like girly style and makeup, and then I follow like Bitwit and Linus Tech Tips and stuff like that. So anybody who's looking at my YouTube channel subscription is like, what should we advertise to this woman? Is just like, why are you subscribed to makeup tutorials and tech and Linux channels? Like they probably look at me and just like, I don't know what to advertise to you. But you know what? I'm changing the bias. I am changing the bias one at a time. Not like you should do this, but more like those blogs are good resources. Yeah, M. Spencer, I think Hack5. Oh yeah, I run a Synology as well. I love my Synology for my home server. It's pretty much all built in though. So like if Synology has a problem, you just kind of have to deal with it. So if, hopefully they never have security issues. I know they had one in the past and they fixed it fairly well, which was good. But that, they're also kind of expensive to buy a Synology. Yeah, so Hack5 for building your own server. I would throw that question up on Twitter and see if anybody replies, because there might be some people that know more about it than I do. Yeah, Docker containers, that's a good point. Good point. I do feel bad for Naomi. Yeah, she's had a lot of harassment thrown her way, and luckily, I've seen both her conversations as well as Patreon, because she got banned off of Patreon as well for the doxing drama, and I've been able to talk to both Patreon and her, and yeah, I feel bad for her. Like all that crap just sucks, and I wish there was more that I could do. And I also feel bad as a Westerner, because I know she feels like a lot of people over here don't care, and I do care. I just don't know what I can do. I have sent her a lot of recommendations over DM, and I've talked to her on DM, but there's only so much that I can do. I just hope that what I have sent her way was helpful, even if it was just like a little bit, even if it just let her know that I empathize with her, and I am working to help her. I am doing what I can as somebody who lives in the Bay Area and is so close to the Patreon office that I can go there myself. So I do talk to people a lot. Yeah, I don't think doxing is okay. It's not something that you should ever do. But I understand in the moment of heat and anger that things happen that you wish you could take back, and that it sucks that happened. I'm a C# dev and want to serve WCF services with IIS. Okay, so I would definitely recommend throwing that out into Twitter, because I don't know that much about C# development and stuff like that. M. Spencer coming up on here with all the technical questions for me. That's good though. You're keeping me updated. Do you guys like your Synology? I'm wondering. My Synology is currently sadly dead because my hard drives that were in it finally died. So I'm just waiting to get the finances up so I can buy some new ones. So hopefully I can get my backup up and running, because 3, 2, 1 backup. Got to make sure you have all those backups. Oh, Project Electric Eye, that's cute. Should I let her know? No, I'm just kidding. I totally would too. Actually, it's legal in California, and she's awesome, and she's a beautiful person on the inside and the outside. But I'm currently married, so I don't think I can. Oh, sorry for the nasty looking nails too. I'm getting these fixed tomorrow, I promise. I once had. I'll tell you this story because it's so weird. But one time I was doing some kind of close-up work with a computer, and my nails looked like this, like super chipped, and they looked terrible. And a guy commented on my YouTube channel on that video, and he was just like, "You really need to do your nails." And I was just like, "Really? Would you rather have me go out and do my nails or spend that time recording a show?" And I was like, "I think I would rather record the show than go do my nails." Gosh, 'Cause doing your nails takes a long time, especially if you want to get them done the right way, or if you try to do them yourself, like that takes a long time. So I was just like, dude, like you can't have it both ways. Like either I'm going to have pretty nails or I'm just not going to do any tech stuff like building computers and things. So I, I can't do both. Okay. I don't have enough days or enough hours in a day to be able to do all that stuff. QNAP server allows Dropbox like file synchronization on your Windows and Mac clients. Yep. I do the same thing with my Synology. I do file synchronization on my Windows computer. I don't know if it does Mac. I don't know if Synology does the same thing. Do a show on doing your nails. That's Joe James Cat. That's a good idea. I'll do a tech show about doing my nails. I could like maybe stick a microchip inside my nail polish and use that like an NFC reader or something and use it to unlock doors. I wonder if that's possible. Now I want to do it. This could be very fun. Now I need to find out if that's possible. I'm going to start Googling it and find out. Oh, I'm so interested. Cool. Oh, good. Yay. People. Okay. We obviously need Wi-Fi enabled smart nails. Yes, we do. Wi-Fi enabled smart nails, but they have to be able to enable a hotspot with WPA2. That would be my preference. Antenna might be an issue. Well, not if it was like something that you could just extend out. Although that would be like, would that be too Wolverine? I feel like that might be too Wolverine. Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. A great, terrible idea. I love it. Stickers are much larger than a fingernail, unfortunately. Oh man, dang. Oh well. I just have to grow my nails out like super long. Embed LEDs in your nails and have electronic traces and fingertip-less gloves to activate them. Ooh, that's cool. Activate power. Yes, global. Yes. They're too wide. I mean, yes. It's WP. Yeah. Ooh, good point. I like this idea. Are companies even making stuff for WPA3 yet? I know it was introduced. Let's see. Yeah, personal and enterprise. I know from experience, like with Wi-Fi pineapple manufacturing, how long it takes to get anything approved to be able to be sold in the US when it comes to wireless. So I wonder how long it's going to take companies to manufacture products with WPA3 if they aren't already being sold, which I don't think they are. I'll have to check into that, research it. Make your own amiibo type. The only ones I've played with. That's cool. They're too wide. Oh man, dang. What future tech? Oh, Matthew Jones says, what future tech are you most looking forward to? That's a good question. I want to say foldable screens, not just for like a cell phone and stuff like that, but I would like to see foldable screens be put into more than just smartphones. I would like to see like laptops with foldable screens. I think it would be so cool to have an extension of my laptop screen that would turn into like a dual monitor mode, especially since I don't necessarily want to plug into a gigantic desktop or a crappy little teeny tiny monitor on the go. I would like to have something that was just built in, that was super skinny so that I could just fold it out. Yeah, like a screen that you roll up. Exactly, Matthew Jones. Yeah, exactly. So I think it would be so cool to have a laptop because they're so powerful now. Like I can do editing on a laptop. It would be great to have a dual screen like extension into a dual screen thing. Like we saw something like this from Razer last year at CES, but it never happened because it was just a prototype and it was huge. The thing weighed like 15 pounds. It was ridiculous. I want something that sticks to 5 pounds, but gives me that extension. And I know that it would probably limit the battery life of the product, which is fine. You know, I would most likely just leave it plugged in or plug it into, you know, a plain plug if there was one. And I probably wouldn't be on it for, 9 hours a day anyway. But it would be very nice to have an extension of my screen on my laptop. I think that would be so cool. But don't up the weight. Don't up the weight. Where's HoloLens already? HoloLens is being used in for companies like NASA right now. I got to check out some of what they were doing last year at CES, and they were doing some really, really cool stuff with HoloLens, like being able to show you, like when you put it on, being able to show you what it looks like if you were standing on Mars. So you could look into the landscape and see like the hills and see the rocks in front of you. And it showed you a HoloLens image of one of the crafts, one of the robots that they put on Mars, and you can see how big it actually was, and it was actually a lot smaller than what you would think it was. So it was very, very cool. For consumers though, still not much as far as HoloLens go. Like other than like, with VR, with gaming has been kind of gaining in popularity. It's still a very slow climb, but we're seeing better stuff as the resolutions get better. Replay old movies where you walk out with a scroll and unroll it to proclaim your demands. You have good ideas, Matthew. A HoloLens monitor would be amazing, James. I agree with you. That would be very cool. Yeah, I've only gotten to test one once, and that was at CES last year with the NASA thing, and it was just so interesting, and it clued me into so many ideas as far as what you could actually do with HoloLens. So I would love to see them do more in that spectrum or in that genre, because they could make some amazing stuff with it. It's just, getting that creativity happening. On the subject of unplugging from Google and Facebook, etc., says M. Spencer, I've been considering using a tiny PC, like the GPD Pocket 2, for example, in a cellular access point as my next cell phone. Probably a terrible idea. Not necessarily. I don't see why it wouldn't be a great idea. Getting a tiny PC, I saw a few of those. I think they're great, especially if you can run Linux on it. That's awesome. And then, yeah, just stick an access point in it. Yeah, why not? I mean, the only thing that you would probably have to worry about is having the ability to make phone calls on that tiny PC. And as long as you could do that, you could do everything else on a tiny PC that you could do on a cell phone, unless it's a app only thing, like DJI's products. I think those are app only. I'm sure I'd miss Google Maps. Yes, good point. You would have to make sure you had some kind of mapping. GPS. Get a GPS. Augmented reality goggles. Yeah, Jerry does some awesome work. She's freaking brilliant. She's one of the people that I look up to a lot. Like, she's taught me so much, and I don't even know if she knows it, but she's amazing. I love Jerry. Man, I want to be friends with her forever. That's creepy. Where's my cat? Hi, honey. My husband's in the other room. TomTong sucks these days. Yeah, they do. Bruno Toffoli. Hi, Shannon. Any software recommendation for replacing CCleaner? Do you still trust CCleaner? Ooh, I made recommendations on TechThing. Hold on. Let me see if I can find... I don't know if it's easily searchable. Let's see what happens if I search CCleaner on TechThing. CCleaner alternative. There we go. Let's see what we recommended. Oh yeah, glary utilities might be a good option for you. This is an old school one, but it's something that I've used off and on again for many years. Here you go. Yeah, that's Glary Utilities by Glarisoft. I'm not sure if this one's open source or not. I'll have to check. I don't remember. I don't think it is. But this is an alternative that I've used, and I liked it. It was easy to use. They have a free version, which is great. They also have a pro version too. So you might want to check out that one. Ooh, Joe James Cat. I really want to see Aquaman. It looks so good. I've seen like trailers and I've heard about the movie. One of my friends recently went to the Alamo Draft House to go see Aquaman, and he said it was great. He said he really liked it. So, Matthew Jones, it was great for a DC movie. Oh, shots fired. I actually liked, well, I won't say I actually liked DC movies, but Matthew Jones, that posing is there for the eye candy, okay? Matthew Jones, you can deal with the posing. It's there for us. Not all DC movies are for the dudes. Some the ladies need some posing too, okay? Yeah, Aquaman looks really good, though. The thing that I'm most interested in is in the cinematography of the huge action sequences and like the imagery of the underwater sequences. It just looks beautiful. Like it looks amazing. Thought you were going to say you liked Suicide Squad for a minute. Oh, no, I don't, but I have a lot of friends that do. So they're really into them. I do like following a lot of, not necessarily like sexy women gamers or anything like that online, but I do follow a couple of gorgeous cosplayers online. Like, what's this one's name? Jessica Negri. I follow her, and I follow. Oh, what's that girl's name from Germany? Hold on. There's one from Germany that I really like to follow too, and she's super pretty and she's smart, and she uses a 3D printer to do a lot of her 3D, a lot of her cosplay. She's brilliant. Oh, what's her name? Nah. There's an N in her name. Hold on. I gotta find it. What's your freaking name, girl? Wait, isn't it Camui Cosplay? There she is. Camui Cosplay. Oh, that is bright. There we go. Okay. That's her. Camui Cosplay. Not super sexy or anything. Like, she doesn't show off her boobs and stuff like that, but she does incredible art. Like, look at this. Her husband, I think, is doing the rendering of some of the parts for her cosplay. Oh, it's so cool. Like, I love watching these videos. I just geek out watching this stuff. So she's amazing. Her and Jessica Negri, I really like. They're so funny. Until now, I tried Bleach Bit. I'm not happy with it. Yeah. What anime are you watching? Slime Goblin Lair? Other than Sailor Moon? I always watch Sailor Moon. But let's see. What did I recently watch? I watched Devilman Crybaby. I watched Mary and the Witch's Flower, which was really cool. Goblin Slayer. Oh, okay. I haven't seen either of those, actually. I haven't seen a lot of the new stuff. My sister bought me Magic Knights Ray Earth on DVD or on Blu-ray for Christmas, so I'm really excited to watch that again. That's an old one too. That's a really old one. What else am I watching right now? Oh, I just downloaded the, what's it called? Right? No, Netflix. I downloaded them for my travel. Bird Box! No, that's not it. Oh, there it is. Your Lie in April. Have you seen that? I haven't watched it yet, but it looks really good. Great music. Yes. Oh my gosh. Are you talking about Mary and the Witch's Flower? I feel like you are. Or maybe Devilman Crybaby. Actually, both of them. They're really good. And Magic Knight Raiders. All of them are amazing. Sailor Moon is incredible, though. That's my number one. Will you ever cosplay as Sailor Moon ever again? I've never cosplayed as Sailor Moon. I have cosplayed as Sailor Mars, and that was really, really cool. I feel like I don't know. It's the self-conscious thing. Like they have very, very short skirts, and I feel like I couldn't cosplay and make it look good, but because I'm super self-conscious. But Sailor Mars was a fun one to make. Like it took me 7 months to make it because I had to scrounge up the money while I was in college doing that cosplay. And my friend helped me sew it because I didn't know how to sew. And then we created all the bows and everything by hand and did all the painting by hand. Man, it was a great costume, and I got tons of compliments. Very, very fun. I might do it again. It was hard, and I feel like I would have to work out because I'm self-conscious. So I don't know. It's a possibility. What resources do you use to get tech news from? I usually just go straight to the source. So, and by that, I mean I go straight to the news website, whether it is a website like The Verge or CNET or Wired is a big one. I use Wired a lot. I use TechCrunch. Let's see, Mashable. I use that site a lot. Engadget, Gizmodo. I have a lot of websites that I check pretty much daily. But usually, if there is a big breaking story, oh, there's also what is the cyber one called? Cyber Scoop or something? And Brian Krebs, he does excellent coverage on cybersecurity stuff. But oh, you can't post with. I want to build a really amazing suit. Need to get better at CAD. Yeah, CAD. Don't even get me started. That's such a headache for me. But I usually go to those websites, find a breaking news story, and then I will follow their links to the actual source information, whether it's a government site or a PDF or a study or somebody's Twitter or whatever. And then from there, I'll follow down the rabbit hole to find the actual information. There's been multiple times when I've gone to a news site and the information was wrong, or it was they had a typo which made the context sound out of place. So it's always a very good idea is if you find something online from a news website to find the source. And that's one of the main reasons I always put the source material and links down in the show notes underneath every single ThreatWire video that I do. It's because I want to make sure that you guys can read about the information that I'm sharing so that if I screw something up, you can correct me. Yeah, Ars Technica, the Register, yeah, those also on my list. Brian Krebs is fantastic. He's amazing. I love his work. Oh, CAD books on Humble Bundle right now. Cool. I don't use CAD right now because it looks scary. Also, I don't have time to learn it, so no CAD for me. I just got a new job with a robotics company and I have a mech engineer on my team. So I'm learning new things from him. Matthew, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Soak up every piece of information you can get from him because that sounds incredible. I would love to have that access. And hopefully he understands, that you want to have him share that access with you. That's very cool. Oh, is that STEM bundle still going on? Wow. Cool. That's awesome. If y'all are not familiar with Humble Book Bundles, that is a website that you can go to donate a very small amount of money if you want to, or a large amount of money if you want to. It's totally up to you. And you get access to a slew of educational book content. I've used it to get access to I think they had like a cybersecurity one recently, a Humble Book Bundle. So that was cool. I also had a lot of the physical books because I bought them anyway to support the artists or to support the authors. It's very, very fun. You're welcome to come visit. Thank you, Matthew Jones. I appreciate that. That's very cool, man. Ooh, okay. So I'm going to stick around for another 5 minutes or so, and then I'll go ahead and close out this live feed. Any other questions that y'all have, I'm happy to answer them. Can be infosec, security and privacy. It can be personal life stuff. It can be questions about Patreon. It could be questions about anime, like we've gotten to that conversation for a little bit. Be whatever you want. And also, if you like these Q&As, let me know too, so that I know that y'all are actually getting some good information out of these. And if you noticed any technical issues, I can't hear myself back in my headphones, so it would be good to know that as well. So if you see like a terrible feed or audio issues or connection problems, let me know about those as well. When is the next Hack 5 episode? Noah, that's a great idea, and I wish I had an answer for you. We have been on hiatus for longer than I can remember, and I wish I knew when the show was coming back. But Darren's on top of that, and he's taken the lead. So we will see. We will see. More Q&As. Okay, James. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It is really fun to just sit down and like talk for an hour, just about whatever the heck I want, you know? Okay. Is there a particular conversation you dread having with non-tech friends and family? Mine is convenience versus security because they never listen. Yeah, let's see. Dread having. I guess it would be anytime they ask me like, oh, you know what it is? It's the very in-depth conversation that you end up having whenever somebody says, "Why do I need security in my life? I don't have anything to hide." I think that's the biggest one for me is because I know that they already have that personal bias towards security, just like I have my own personal bias towards security. I think it's good. They think you don't need it. So it's always hard to get into that conversation and switch their viewpoint from I don't need it because I have nothing to hide to everybody should have access to security and it should be a right, not a privilege. I hope that makes sense. If you find an issue with a company like RDP opened up, how would you recommend proceeding with that information? I would contact them, or well, I would see if they have like a bug bounty program or any kind of program in place for security issues. And then if they don't, I would try to contact their customer service and see if they can raise it to a technical level because usually Q&A will just blow it off, or customer service will just blow it off. And then if you can't get it that way, I would talk to some expert bug bounty people. I think Kate Masouras she created the bug bounty program for one company. And she didn't get enough credit as much as she deserves. But Kate Masouras is really, really good for bug bounty information. And I would talk to an expert like that and be like, hey, what should I do in this situation? Well, hi, Chowder. M. Spencer. It's always nice to hear from animals. I love the little animals. Chowder the Siamese. So cute. Yeah, responsible disclosure is huge. I am always an advocate for responsible disclosure and finding out what the bug bounty programs are and talking to other bug bounty experts and trying to learn as much as you can about that. While I don't deal with responsible disclosure because I don't find my job doesn't have anything to do with finding vulnerabilities. It has everything to do with educating users and educating people about why security and privacy is important. But I do try to advocate for it as much as possible by sharing what happens when you do responsible disclosure and it is turned around and, if they have a bug bounty program, how much money you can make from it. So it's always a good thing to do responsible disclosure over, selling something to the black market because that's, I don't know, it's immoral. It's immoral. Okay, I'm going to clock out in 2 minutes. Any other questions? Do you like my bookcases back here? I've kind of purged a lot of the stuff I used to have back here, and you don't see any Sailor Moon stuff because that's in a completely other room. Like I delegated all of my Sailor Moon stuff to a collector room because I'm weird. I have a collection room. It's bad. But this is where I keep like all of my educational reading. I have my Harry Potter books. I have a whole bunch of cute little, what are those things called? Some cute little Funko Pops and things like that I've gotten, some bobbleheads and stuff, and then just some office things. And then on that side, we have my husband's gaming rig over here. And then over there I have, let's see, that one's not as shown off, but I have like Firefly memorabilia because I love Firefly, and some comics and stuff. Those are from No Starch Press right there. So I have those. So cool. And a little Batman figurine right there. He's a beautiful creature. Oh, and I have a Doctor Who shelf up there. You can kind of see my TARDIS. I'm a big fan of the TARDIS. Thank you, Bruno. Happy New Year's to you too. What are y'all doing for New Year's? I am going to. My friend was going to have a party, but she's sick, so I don't think it's going to happen. So I'll most likely just hang out at home I'm not a big like partier. I used to be, but I don't party that much anymore. I'm old. I know, Wesley. I wish they didn't cancel Firefly. That was the worst. Ugh, such a good show. Dustpan and brush, yes. You can tell I've been cleaning. Haha, ta-da. We keep that in here because the litter from the cat's litter box gets everywhere. So just keep the dustpan in here. Do you VR? Favorite VR experiences? I would say the HTC Vive Pro is my favorite VR experience, but it's also priced way out of the market. So I don't think it's going to go very far unless you're a professional and you need it. But that one had excellent resolution. It was fast. It was reliable. The connection had no issues. Excuse me. And I tried it at CES, of course. So they definitely had it tied down and ready to go, but it was just beautiful. Oh, as in software games. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Star Trek Bridge Crew. 100%. Yep, that's my favorite. It's a little older now. It came out like a year and a half ago, I think, but Star Trek Bridge Crew is so much fun and it's great in VR. So cool. It's hilarious to sit there as the captain on a bridge from a Star Trek like, from a ship and turn around and be like, "Oh, hey man," and like wave at your friend and you see your character and you're just doing like this limp hello. Hello. It's so funny. Oh man, I have such a good time playing that game. James Taylor. Oh, I'm a bad navigator too, dude. I'm really bad. I'm way better at I can do what's the position where you get to fire the missiles? I like firing all the missiles. I'm terrible at being a captain. That's my worst. I cannot be a captain. So bad. My opinion on the new doctor. Okay, so this is going to be the last question that I answer from James. Opinions on the new doctor. That's a great question. So 13th Doctor. I've only seen the first episode, I want to say, or the first couple of episodes. I haven't gotten that far because I don't have cable, so I need to download and pay for the episodes. I do watch Mr. Robot. I'm very behind on that show too, but it's really cool that they keep on showing Hack 5 products. Thanks, Mr. Robot. You're awesome. So I do love her as the new doctor, the 13th Doctor. I think that she's doing an awesome job. As far as the first episode is concerned, it was exciting. She was pretty much everything I wanted her to be. She felt like a healthy dose of the previous doctors, but not to the point where I felt like she was copying anybody. Like she felt like her own personality. I know a lot of people don't like her, but since I've only seen the first episode or couple episodes, it's hard to say one way or another, like, oh yeah, I love her 100%, or like, oh, I didn't really like her character. So I'm going to stick around and see. But it is nice that we finally have a female doctor, of course. I can't like not lie and be like, oh, that doesn't matter. It does matter to me. It's very cool. I think it's awesome. Mucho thank you for the session tonight. Indeed, plenty of new info. Oh, good. Terrell, I'm so happy to hear that. And M. Spencer, cool. Yeah, cable companies are totally evil. I agree. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining. I'm so happy that we had like plenty of questions to keep y'all entertained and keep me talking. I was really worried that like nobody would show up and I wouldn't have anything to say. And I'd just be like, so I guess I'll just sit here, not do anything for an hour. That would be awkward, right? So thank you so much for joining. Glad you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more of these, comment on the post that I did to link to this video so that other people know like, hey, they should join in because it's fun. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream now, and I'll see if I can save the stream. I'm pretty sure I can. If that's the case, I will notify y'all on the Patreon account. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year's, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.